pictures and once again update you on the situation over there at the Taj. And the news there is that encounter now, according to the Commissioner of Police, according to the Director General of the National Security Guard, is over. 2 terrorists were killed yesterday. 2 terrorists have been killed. 2 terrorists killed yesterday. 2 have been killed today. It's taken more than 58 hours for this to end. And with the death of these terrorists, and assuming that that is the case, because just when everybody believed it was all coming to an end in other locations, there was something or the other that ultimately went wrong, and the engagements continued for a longer period of time. But assuming for a moment that it's all over, this entire scenario, this entire terrorist attack in Mumbai is over. It's now a question of finding out how many people in the city, in the Taj, in fact, have lost their lives. And remember, there are more than 150 people who have been killed in Mumbai. Over 154 people are now dead. The human tragedy of all of this is simply overwhelming. Now, the full numbers will emerge from that Taj Hotel. How many more people have died inside? This was one of the most well-coordinated and deadly attacks in the history of terrorism, really anywhere in the world, in terms of missions carried out against hotels, commando operations like this. These weren't normal suicide bombers. They were fidain in the sense that they were on a suicide mission, but given their resolve and given their fighting ability, these terrorists carried out a commando operation themselves. We don't really know if there were too many demands which were made by the terrorists, but it was quite clear that given the number of people and the number of locations that they targeted and the wide expanse of area which they covered within South Mumbai, they knew exactly what they were after. And from what we've seen, it appears that they were out to create terror, kill the maximum number of people, target tourists, foreigners, and target the most high-profile locations, some of the most high-profile locations in Mumbai. In fact, some of the most high-profile locations in the country. This mayhem may finally have come to an end. Once again, the entire nation salutes the role of the National Security Guard, the police forces over there, all those men who fought terror, fought fire with fire, very, very literally, and suffered casualties in the process. Once again, we don't want to go into numbers, though we can tell you that there have been more casualties among the National Security Guard as they carried out these offensive operations against terrorists at the Taj. That building, a large part of it again caught fire today. It's quite vulnerable to that because of the woodwork inside that heritage structure. The fire brigade now putting out that fire. But in terms of the larger picture, at the Taj, once again, 2 terrorists killed yesterday, 2 people killed today. Ambulances have moved to near the building. They'll be bringing out the dead bodies. There have been more casualties among the National Security Guard. Earlier on, yesterday, the encounter at the Nariman house was over. The bodies of 3 hostages and 2 terrorists had been brought out. Over 154 people are now dead. That human tragedy simply overwhelming. Now, that number of 154, we can tell you, will go up once dead bodies start being taken out from the Taj. What about the Pakistan angle in all of this? The initial suspicion was on Pakistan, the involvement of the Lashkar-e-Toiba. Some sources, in fact, quite clearly indicating that this was an LET attack. Well, Pakistan did offer its full assistance. In fact, senior government officials, the foreign minister, among others, who was in India, said that the ISI chief, the ISI being Pakistan's external intelligence outfit or internal intelligence outfit, the head of the ISI will come to India. Now there's been a U-turn by Pakistan. In a late-night meeting, the top brass have decided not to send the ISI chief to India.